In this video, I'll give 3 things that drummers can work on in order to play along with Paul Simon's 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover, which is the song I just covered. So if you're a beginner, I'll give you something to work on. If you're intermediate or if you're more advanced, you'll each have something to work on. If you're a beginner, what you should work on is just playing this. I mean, it depends how beginner you are, but with the chorus of that song, just bass and snare feels really good. That is a squeaky pedal. If you can do that, then you want to add your hi-hat. I'm doing 2 hits per single bass drum and single snare. So if I break it down, and then I put it back to back. That squeakiness is killing me. So if you're a beginner player, just work on that coordination. If you're intermediate, I would say take that same thing and work on phrasing. So try to play it more. You can either do 2 things. You can put accents on the downbeat or the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or you can put them on the upbeats. 1, 2. Either of those things is good to work on. When you're a beginner player, you're just working on coordination. So you'll be sitting there being like. But as you get more advanced, you can work on things like phrasing and accents and stuff. Also, if you're an intermediate player, you can work on the kind of the cell idea that typifies this groove. It's one of the coolest grooves ever by Steve Gadd, and you should listen to the original recording. Yeah, if you just listen to my cover that I did before this video, and then you listen to him, you'll be like, oh wow, he really grooves. Steve Gadd does. That guy's amazing. So anyway, here's the cell idea of that groove. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. 1 E and a. Let me do that again. 1 E and a. Then 2 E and a is 2 E and a 3. Bass drum and floor tom. All together, 1 E and a, 2 E and a 3. Just work on that. If you can get that, that's a great start to this groove. Okay? So that's if you're an intermediate player, you want to work on that. And if you're advanced, you want to try to play the whole thing. So you're going to do a 5-stroke leading into that. It's like a 5-stroke. You don't play the 5th stroke. You play the 5th stroke with your foot. So it's a double stroke with either hand. Hopefully you know how to do a double stroke. And then coming after that, you have 4 E and a, but you double the 4. So you get 4 E and a, 4 E and a. Then you do the groove again. But instead of playing the floor tom with it this time, bass drum's all by itself. So the floor comes on 4, then you play and back into the groove. It may be confusing altogether. I'll put a link too so you can see the beat written out if you read music. 1, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3, 4 and 1 and a, 2 E and a, 3, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3, 4 and a, 1. Then you just speed it up. Once you get the coordination, then you speed it up. Then you work on your feel. I mean, I'm still working on feel. If you can play that groove, you can. If you're advanced, you can obviously play the chorus rock beat. And then it's just making up fills and jamming along with that song. One of the things I forgot to show last night when I was recording the video is that if you're an advanced player and you want something else to work on, a cool thing in the recording is Steve Gadd, or maybe someone else in the band, probably Steve Gadd, is playing a jingle on the upbeats. During the verses especially, you'll hear it. So it sounds like this. if you're advanced and you get the beat down, then you can try to add something like this in on the ands as kind of like a bonus challenge. It's a really cool effect. What I've done to get this to happen, and you could do it your own way. You could probably get like a little tambourine on the floor and do it with your heel or something. But I've just taken this kind of like throwing star jingle thing, put it on another hi-hat, and then I've put the pedals, I don't know if you can see it there, I've put the pedals back to back so that while my foot is on this one, so I can still control that, my heel can control that for the verses. It's kind of a fun little thing. So just another thing you can work on if you're trying to challenge yourself. So that is 3 things that you can work on if you're a drummer trying to learn how to play to this song. Hopefully at whatever level you're at, that gives you something to work on. Awesome. Thanks for watching this video. See you on the next one.